Well, would you look at that? Everything is finished. I've done everything that I wanted to do. I've got a beautiful expanding base. I've got a gigantic mob spawner up at the top there that produces hundreds upon hundreds of drops, a sorting system, loads and loads of stuff underneath the ground. This place is absolutely stunning, and I have completed all of the goals that I set myself. I mean, what on earth am I meant to do now? I mean, I've finished everything. I've completed it. I don't know what to say. This guy right here has got totally the wrong attitude. I mean, first off, he's got a silly suit and an absolutely terrible mustache, but more importantly, he seems to think that once he's built everything, that is him done with Minecraft. That is totally not the case. Today we're going to be taking a look at 25 different challenges that you can put on your survival worlds, so let's crack on. This first one may seem fairly obvious, but that is to play without any armor. Now, of course, this is going to make mob fights considerably more difficult. You're much more likely to die, or at least take a decent quantity of damage. And John, while we're editing this, make sure that, yeah, cover me up, you know? Wouldn't want my private parts out and about on YouTube again, would I? Using this command, you can make it so that the time doesn't move at all. Now, if we do that in the middle of the night, as you can see, it stops the stars from moving, the moon doesn't move from this point, and that means that we now have eternal night. Now, of course, that is extremely dangerous, because now mobs are spawning on top of the land at all times, and poor little naked me is feeling really quite exposed right now. As you guys know, by definition, I am a hermit. I'm a member of the Hermitcraft server, but now we are going full hermit, and we're going to spend our entire lives under the ground. We're not allowed to go up to the surface for any reason. The only way that you can get wood is from abandoned mine shafts, and you're going to have to do a lot of caving. One challenge that seems to be incredibly popular on YouTube is to play in a super flat world. Now, of course, this is pretty uneventful. As you can see, there's not too much terrain going on, but occasionally if you explore around a bunch, you'll find yourselves a village. Now, this is where you can pick up all of your loot from the blacksmith, get your cobblestone from the houses themselves, and actually do some villager trading as well. The law states that killing isn't a good thing, and fighting isn't particularly brilliant either, so why should I be able to do it in video games? For this challenge, you're not allowed to fight or kill anything. No hostile mobs, no friendly mobs, nothing. It's going to be a bit difficult, but I'm sure you can manage. One of the first challenges for survival Minecraft was this thing right here. Now, this is known as Skyblock Island. As you can see, you get yourself a tree, a handful of dirt blocks, and a handful of resources inside that chest right there. Now, what you have to do is expand out from the island, and over time, things get fairly ridiculous. My apologies for the darkness of this clip, but for this challenge, I'm not allowed to use any torches, sea lanterns, or glowstone. No light sources whatsoever. Now, of course, this does mean that my base is going to be filled with mobs 90% of the time, but I guess, you know, that's half the fun. Okay, so you're pretty good with your sword, you're pretty good with your bow and arrow, but what if I told you you're not allowed to use any of those things? You have to fight mobs with your bare knuckles, which, as you can tell by my super manly moustache, I do that in my spare time. This command right here is incredibly popular. When you activate this one, your health will no longer regenerate, which means that you have to get yourself a potion of health or a golden apple. That's pretty super hardcore if you're asking me. This one is said with a very heavy heart. You can't... You're not allowed to... I forbid you from using redstone. You can't use any redstone components. You're not allowed to use any pistons, any repeaters, nothing. No redstone going on, and I mean, this is a really silly challenge, isn't it? Completely pointless. Don't do this one. Well, let's continue with the video. As humans, we aren't exactly designed for life underwater. I mean, this place is more designed for things like squid, which, you know, are questionable creatures, and that is exactly why you should build your base under here. Now, everyone knows that the Nether is an incredibly dangerous place. I mean, it's filled with some pretty horrible bits and bobs, and that is exactly why you're not going to go through there. I mean, I don't know if this is a challenge or a blessing, but it does mean that you're not able to get any of the Nether resources, you're not able to travel places quickly, and you don't have access to the massive lava pools, but hey, at least you don't have to go in the Nether. Below y equals 30 is where things begin to get really quite interesting in Minecraft. I mean, we've got diamonds, we've got mine shafts, massive lava areas, and things like that, which is exactly why you're not going to be going there. You're probably going to have to befriend a few villagers for this one, because you've got a lot of trading to do. Occasionally, mobs can spawn wearing armor and holding weapons, and even more occasionally, when you kill them, they can actually drop those things so you can pick them up and use them for yourself. So this challenge is to only wear armor and only use weapons that have previously been used by mobs. Now, as you can see right here, I did try my best to get myself a mob that is holding a weapon or wearing armor, but sadly, didn't get particularly lucky there, so instead, you can just stare at this mess. Killing the Ender Dragon is generally considered to be the completion of Minecraft, or at least as far as the achievements are concerned, so for this challenge, you need to kill this thing as fast as you possibly can. Don't bother about the base, don't bother about decorating or anything like that, just get into the end and destroy this thing. On the topic of achievements, you should actually try and get every single one of them. As you can see right here, we start off with taking inventory, then you work your way around, we've got benchmarking, and all the various other ones, including a few silly ones thrown in there for good measure. A chunk is a 16 by 16 area of land that goes right the way from the bottom of the world all the way up to the top, and it's the way that the Minecraft worlds are generated. Now as you can see right here, I've actually copied a Minecraft chunk out into an open air world, and this is what I'll be playing on from this point forth. We've got a few trees and a few basic resources. Of course, we've got a ton of stone and a few resources down at the bottom, but that's all we've got. That is all we've got to play with, and I think it should be fairly interesting to see how far we can go on this one. Jumping is a fairly important part of Minecraft movement. I mean, without it, we wouldn't be able to get our blocks and things, and we'd probably struggle to move around, which is exactly why you're no longer allowed to do it. Now, a quick tip for anyone who is thinking about taking on this challenge is half slabs are going to become your best friends. Of course, you can chuck these guys down, and then you'll be able to make your way. Back in the early days of Minecraft, there really weren't too many items. I mean, we had grass blocks, we had cobblestone, dirt, that sort of thing. But nowadays, there are lots. I mean, we've got loads and loads of pages, loads of different resources, loads of different crafting recipes to make other resources. And now you're going to try your best to get every single item that is achievable in survival Minecraft. Now this is a big challenge, and of course you don't have to get anything like spawn eggs or anything like that because you're not able to craft those, but every single achievable item you need to get and you need to place in a chest somewhere. Good luck with that one. Of course, some of the challenges featured in today's video can be done together. For example, no armor and no weaponry. That would be a fairly interesting one, but the previous challenge in this one, they don't really mix, because now you're not allowed to use chests. You have to carry everything in your inventory all at once, which means that if you die, you will literally lose everything. That is going to really hurt my heart if I ever try to do this one, because my blood pressure is already pretty high, but I can imagine that'll put it through the roof. Amplified is definitely one of my favourite world types. I mean, there's no doubt about it, this place looks absolutely insane, but playing in survival mode can be a little bit difficult. Falling off things, that's definitely going to happen. Ladders, you're going to need plenty of those, and also feather falling. Get that enchantment quickly, because otherwise you're really going to struggle. If Amplified doesn't quite tickle your fancy, then you can try out some of the crazy custom world types that you can find in the Minecraft world generator. I mean, seriously, this is full-on crazy. I mean, I thought Amplified was mad, but this looks like something out of Avatar. Now, this is actually one of the presets that is in vanilla Minecraft, but you can find different presets on the internet, and these things get pretty interesting pretty quickly. I don't even know what to say with this place. Now this next challenge really scares me. As you guys know, I love my automation. It's pretty much one of my favourite things to do in Minecraft. I build everything automated. I love it when resources just come into my hands without me having to do anything. But what if you weren't allowed to automate anything? What if you had to build farms the old-fashioned way and you had to break all of the resources by hand and replant them all by hand? I mean, I personally would vomit, but you guys might find that interesting. Try playing in a really old version of the game. I mean, maybe not this old, this is pretty ridiculous, right? But some older version of Minecraft, perhaps the alpha days or the beta days. Don't go this crazy though, because well, this is just silly. And the final challenge for survival Minecraft in today's video is mods. Now, as you guys know, they're not really my thing. I don't particularly dabble in the whole modded Minecraft world, but I know for a fact that it can definitely make things a lot more difficult, but also a lot simpler in many ways. And it's just fun to check out what mods are available, what mod packs to use, which ones you want to play with, and which ones that you don't. But unfortunately, ladies and gents, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video on 25 different challenges for survival Minecraft. I had a ton of fun recording it, and I can't wait to try out some of these for myself, even though I'm sure that 99% of them are going to end in me dying repeatedly. But anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button. If you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Hey guys, just one quick message that I want to say before you go. We have got a bunch of new merchandise available in the Mumbo Jumbo store. For example, this hoodie right here, we've got this rather lovely little Mumbo cube that you can see, really nice and soft and squishy, but also a few other hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, mouse mats, and all those good bits and pieces. So head over to store.thatmumbojumbo.com to check out what we've got for you.